When I cook, it's almost like a therapy session for me. The days are very long, but every morning I wake up feeling incredibly excited to do it all over again. That moment when you see someone take a bite and taste food for the first time and they truly enjoy it, that experience, it's incredible. My name is Helen Nguyen. I am the chef and owner of a Vietnamese restaurant called Saigon Social in Manhattan, New York. I moved to New York back in 2016, and it was supposed to be a one-year semi-sabbatical to go to culinary school and check it off my bucket list, and then return home to my real estate career. Towards the end of my culinary program, I was very inspired by the growing Vietnamese culinary scene and wanted to stay to contribute to it. And so then I started doing pop-ups, and after 2 years of popping up, I started looking for a space. Found a space, and here we are. We are located on the Lower East Side, which is bordering Chinatown. I would say the demographic here is a mixture of like old New York. We have a lot of neighbors and residences that have lived in the neighborhood for over 20, 30 years. Every Wednesday since April of 2020, we call it Heart of Dinner Wednesdays, and it's the day where we prepare meals for senior homes through Heart of Dinner, which is a nonprofit that exists to combat food insecurity. Every Wednesday, we dedicate our mornings to cooking, prepping, packing, and delivering meals to our elders. And every third Thursday of every month, we also have another nonprofit partner called More Than a Meal. And through More Than a Meal, we host a luncheon for a different group of seniors that come in to experience a more dignified, way of dining and support. Through both organizations, I think up to date, have provided over 100,000 meals. It ranges anywhere between 200 to 500 meals a week. We wanted Saigon Social to be a place where it's very deep-rooted in community relations. Our opening date was slated for March 13th, 2020. 10 days later, the city shut down because of the pandemic. And then we essentially turned into a commissary/community kitchen and probably went through, dozens of shape-shifting before we had an official grand opening, which was March of 2022. We had a really great New York Times article that documented our journey throughout the pandemic that really helped business, and our reservations were getting filled up, and we received an overwhelming amount of support from the community. And about a month into opening, we experienced a kitchen fire, which forced us to shut down for about another month and a half. That was like my very first time feeling true devastation and defeat, and truly fell into like a minor depression. I was completely devastated and heartbroken because the fire department basically grazed through all of our gates. And as I walked in, it was incredibly smoky. Everything was just in disarray, and I just broke down crying. I had a lunch date with a friend, Philip. He said, "I want to help you create a GoFundMe." And I told him, I don't really want to do that because I haven't really had an opportunity to fully assess the fire. And he said, regardless if you want to accept help or not, you have to think about all these community members that still depend on you to deliver these meals. He went ahead and created one anyways with our friend Hannah, and it was incredibly overwhelming feeling of support to know that within a couple of days we had reached our goal. I was able to make sure that our team was taken care of, to make sure that we were able to get started on repairs. Within a month and a half, we were able to reopen again. During the pandemic, there was a curfew. Nobody was really working. I had an opportunity to get to know a lot of the community members. And I remember late at night when I couldn't sleep, I would look at our cameras and I would always see a very small silhouette across the street A lot of the businesses had their vestibules set up. He was gathering bags and using the vestibules as shelter. And then when the city started opening up again, we had 4 tables outside, and one day he appeared. We started talking, and I learned that he had been living in the neighborhood for over 30 years. His name is Mr. Chen. Every night, he would come out of his house between 6:30 and 7 p.m. and start his little workout session collecting recyclables.
Mr. Chen!
And from that moment on, we would just look out for each other.
Hi, Mr. Chen. Hi. Crazy number one?
One day, he looked over to me and he says, I have 3 kids, and the 4th one is you. And from that moment, I just felt an incredible responsibility to make it a point to check on him every day. I feel as though we've been able to overcome all these challenges because of the support of the community. So it really isn't us helping the community. I feel like the community has bonded together to truly support and save us. It's the reason why we still exist.